remain in that place of apprenticeship mindset instead of a destination mindset of arrival. Then it does keep you mobile, it keeps you flexible,
Uh-huh.
and it prevents you from getting in that place of condemnation that comes with failure. Because what happens is, the reason some people go in such a state of depression when they messed up is because they've had that destination mindset. It says, well, I've arrived at it, the way I could have done that. And instead of recognizing that I'm a flawed individual, I'm forever learning. And I'm gonna make mistakes. That's a part of my growth.
So, and I'm paraphrasing, and tell me if I'm off. And hear what I'm hearing out of what you're hearing. Let me say it that way. What I'm hearing out of what you're hearing is that if you try to approach mastery without humility, without apprenticeship, then you put yourself in a position where there's no footing,
right,
and no foundation to what you're trying to build.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as pressure comes, it crumbles because it's not connected and grounded in humility. So I'm hearing humility. This is what I'm hearing. I don't even know if this is what you said, but this is what I'm hearing. Humility is the foundation, the footing, the part under the ground that holds everything else up that is built on.
So what
Okay.
I'm hearing, what you heard and I heard,
Okay.
when you look at humility, yes, it's the foundation, but it's also the realization that I am an imperfect being in an imperfect world, being guided by a perfect God.
Say that. Oh boy, that's good. Go ahead. I ain't gonna
I'm an imperfect being.
Imperfect being.
In an imperfect world.
In an imperfect world.
Being guided by a perfect God.
Say it one more time.
That's humility.
Humility is
recognizing that I am an imperfect being.
Imperfect being.
In an imperfect world.
In an imperfect world.
Being guided by a perfect God.
Being guided by a perfect God. That's humility.
That's humility.
Wow.
That's what I heard.
I wanted to capture that. I had to capture that.
When you said that, that's what jumped out at me. I said, oh, I hear you. What? Because if you can't admit that, then pride, you're a victim of pride quickly.
So listen what I call. So a refined definition of humility. Humility is recognizing that I am an imperfect being living in an imperfect world, being guided by a perfect God, period. It is the awareness that my strength is limited, but his is limitless. It is my understanding is partial, but his is complete. Humility is the posture that keeps my heart teachable, my spirit flexible, and my mind open to wisdom. It is not self-degradation. It is a divine alignment. So now let's expand this.
That's good stuff.
And let's expand it. So listen to this piece.
Oh, wow.
So now we're connecting this to apprenticeship and mastery.
Right.
So humility now is acknowledging that mastery requires guidance, growth, and grace. Guidance, growth, and grace. It is recognizing that I am an imperfect being in an imperfect world, yet invited into partnership with a perfect God who shapes my steps. Humility allows me to learn without defensiveness, receive correction without resistance, and grow without ego. It is the foundation of apprenticeship, the willingness to be led, taught, molded, and refined so that my potential can become purpose and my gifting can become skill. Read this to you in a poetic expression.
Wait a minute, before you do that, before you do that,
Okay, go ahead. You want me to go back and read something?
no, what
Okay.
I'm trying to speak what I'm hearing
Okay.
is that these are the steps to become one with yourself and understanding the deeper side of yourself.
Can I rephrase that? This is remember how you said steps or the process to become one with God.
With God, yeah.
That allows you to become one with yourself.
Yeah, right.
Now finish your statement.
Because what I was hearing is, so yesterday, Thursday, Kate got on this thing about, I don't understand why there's so many cases of anxiety.
Okay.
And I've been pondering on that thing. You know, the research is telling us about social media, research is telling us about the gun violence that's happening with kids and families losing children at a safe, supposedly safe place. So that's what the research is saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that.
Okay.
I'm gonna argue that.
Okay.
But I'm also hearing this thing about the humbling component of self and the awareness that it takes a divine intervention of God to show me.
Right.
And I accept what I see without condemnation, the weight of failure, the weight of disappointment. I recognize it in the totality that all those things must take place to refine me to be the best version of me. Because I will never be a perfect being because I'm truly flawed. But I don't boast in my flaws. I have grace that sustains me through my flaws, that I may grow stronger every day and become a one with God.
Okay.
Because therefore I let his mind be in me, so that it is the true teacher for me. Because his grace is always sufficient, even in my greatest need.
His grace actually increases where our weakness abounds. So in my weakness, his grace is sufficient for me. So I don't, where I'm weak, he's strong.
Yeah.
I think that's how people say it. And so understanding that is important, but that's the beauty of humility is like,
right.
It's like it keeps me, it allows me to take steps in life and never misstep because I'm walking on humility. If you take the humility out, I'm walking on air. I'm literally, there's nothing solid underneath who I am, where I'm going. And so when I fall. I mean, I really fall. The beauty of humility is it's like you're walking, but I don't know if this is the right terminology, but it's like there's nowhere for me to fall because I'm keeping myself and understanding that I am falling. That's a true essence of repentance and receiving salvation, right? I'm a sinner. I can't save myself. That's about as humble as you can get. I mean, you can't, so trip me if you want to. Ain't nothing to fall. I understand that, right? But if you trip me and I don't understand that, then I gotta, there's, what is it? Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, but when you're in a place of humility, there's not a great fall. I'm walking in the fact that I understand that I am a flawed, imperfect being. No, that's good.
This is great dialogue this morning.
Well, I like the dialogue. I think it's something we should consider doing because I think it could benefit the lives of people. We're at 9:10. We got about 5 more minutes before we need to get on, but I know when he gets on.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to read this last piece,
Oh, poetry format.
this poetic expression. Humility is the holy admission that I am unfinished. Yet in God's hands, I am never unguided. It is the quiet confession I am imperfect, but I am instructed. I am limited, but I am led. I do not know everything, but I am known by the one who does. Humility now is the doorway into every apprenticeship of God. It is how heaven measures readiness. It is how growth begins. It is the soil where wisdom grows and the posture where greatness bows before it stands tall. So, humility, a leadership definition, is the discipline of knowing that I don't have all the answers, but I do have access to God's direction, people's insights, and life lessons. It positions me to observe, to learn, to improve, and to lead with clarity instead of ego. Boy, that's powerful. Humility is not a weakness, it is a strategic strength. I didn't get to talk to you about that the other day, but that strategic strength, understanding that humility is not a weakness, it's a strategic strength. So you use every area that is flawed as strategy to build upon as to how to navigate the next season.
Right.
So you don't look at it and just, and it's funny because a lot of times I'm doing that where I ain't judging. It's like we ain't about judging. Let's learn from this. Let's talk about what did that.
And the way I frame it is these are coachable moments.
You do. You kill that. You crush that with the coachable moments, which is great because it takes.
Meeting the other day. We're here coachable moment period.
No, I think that's super great. So with that.
I'm having earrings off in a second.